been clearly articulated in paragraph 7.1 up to paragraph 7.17. I think my learned friend is going to confirm that that is the sole reason why we are here before the Sovereign Court. And yes, Your Lordship has asked that he be given direction. In my humble submission and in my view, I think to use the commonly referred to term, with respect to the court is now everything is now in His Lordship's court, because we don't know the clarity that your Lordship would like to get from client. It is my submission that should we feature by way of perhaps asking questions, that would have something that would have flown from what the court perhaps had asked the petitioner about.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank you, my Lord. I confirm what my learned senior is saying, my Lord, that he addressed the court to finality, and the court Nyeoe felt like it was necessary that the petitioner should appear before court to explain certain things to the court. And now I agree that the procedure is simply that should there be anything that we may wish to ask the witness pertaining to the deliberation of the court, then we will be allowed. But as for now, my Lord, the ball is in the court's hands. Thank you, my Lord.
Thank you. To set the record straight, first things must be attended to first. I will commence by firstly tendering an explanation for the commonness of our comprehension of this sitting, by explaining that bail petition proceedings are conducted both adversarially and inquisitorially. The latter being indicative that the court could, either through the initiative of the legal representatives of the petitioner or the court acting mera motu, may solicit for what it regards as a material evidence for the elucidation of whatever aspect it may feel that it would be imperative for it to dispense justice in the matter. It is precisely in that context that we are sitting today, and the petitioner is before court. So the way this would be managed would firstly be that after he shall have been subjected under the witness oath, then the court would advance certain questions to him. Incidentally, the the court will require him to augment some specific aspects that it feels should be so enlightened. Yes, go ahead with the administration of the witness oath.
Tumo Lekhooa. Madam 57.
I'm 57 years old, my lord.
Yes, witness. I have no doubt that you understood the preliminary explanation made by this court about the nature of the proceedings that are now being conducted.
No,
You'll follow that.
That is so, my
Yes.
lord.
The emphasis being these proceedings are both adversarial and inquisitorial. And that the dimension that the court is taking now is the inquisitorial avenue. Thank you.
That is so, my lord.
Yes. It has transpired before this court that after you had had some encounter with the law enforcement agencies, in which the impression given was that you were cooperative. You suddenly fled the jurisdiction.
Madam, may I, with due respect, madam?
Yes.
With due respect.
Yes.
When we so left the jurisdiction, he had not at any stage encountered the law enforcement officers, not at all.
May we revisit
Yes, my lord.
the record.
Yes, my lord.
Remember, unless I'm confused in
Yes, my lord.
this
Yes.
case with
No, he hadn't.
Isn't it that let me see.
The whole scenario, my lord,
Yes.
started, like I said, at page 11. Page 11.
From the petitioner says
Yes, my lord. Not heads of argument.
no. Let's go to the pleadings themselves.
The pleadings
The
themselves.
pleadings themselves.
Yes, and that is from page 11. That's where everything starts, my lord. From para 7,
Yeah.
7.1 through to 7.
Is it page?
Page 11 of the record.
Right. Let me see. That one to show me. Page 11.
Page 11 through to
7.1
7.1, my lord,
up to
7. Want to be set now. Up to 7.18.3.
Let's look at 7.12.
7.12.
7.12, yes.
Yeah.
What do you make of it? The then Commissioner of Police, Moahloli Molefi, jumped into the bandwagon.
Yes, my lord. Your lordship will note that actually what we have done in the petition is to lay a foundation regarding how and why we had to leave the country. I use the word leave the country deliberately, my lord. I've always been using deliberately, to leave the country. We had laid the foundation, and one of the allegations we brought forth.
Leave the country as opposed to flee.
Flee in the country, yes.
What is the appropriate technical legal
What's the
term?
difference?
Is it not free?
The difference is that you flee because you heard that you are being wanted. Then you flee, you decide to make yourself a flight risk. That's where the word flight risk comes from, the phrase flight risk. Well, it's a matter for argument, as I said. What is important is that in our petition, we kind of laid the foundation now, regarding how we left or we fled the country. And one of the things that made us flee the country is what is contained in 7.12, where we say, let's start from, my lord, if we were to start from 7.11, we are saying that, or let me start from 7.12. We say, petitioner says that the hostility had by then heightened by the day, and such emanated from various political parties, individuals, and some media houses. At the material time, petitioner used to receive anonymous calls warning him to ready himself up for the worst situation or scenarios. In some, petitioner was threatened with death. Now I jump over to 7.2. 7.2, we say, the then Commissioner of Police, Moahloli Molefi.
Why do you skip 7.11?
Okay, let me not skip it, yes, I thought maybe I was unnecessary routine in this on court.
Yes.
To cite but a few examples, at rallies organized by the ABC, his leader and Prime Minister of the day himself, in brackets, explicitly expressed sentiments that petitioner and his colleagues were responsible for the death of one officer, Moahloli of LNCS.
And the Prime Minister is certainly not part of the law enforcement agency.
He's not. Now,
then comes
7.12.
Yes.
The then Commissioner of Police, Moahloli Molefi, jumped into the bandwagon. This is the term that we use to to employ when we were students some years ago,
Yes.
your Lordship will recall, jumped into a band. That is, he joined the chorus,
Yes.
expressing identical sentiments when giving the platform at rallies, remarking that he marveled, quote, at our conspicuous, close quotes, absence from the rallies organized by the then Prime Minister of the day. That is the long and short of it.
And our conspicuous, our meaning.
The petitioner at the material time was the member of the Lesotho Defense Force. Perhaps the hour would entail that the NSS personnel and some of the members of the military were not present at rallies. I don't know what the procedure was, but in fact, this is what we gathered from Holomo, who was given platform to address. I don't know whether that procedure was correct or wrong, but there was something to marvel at about the way things were taking the turn.
But Commissioner Holomo is in the high counts of the law enforcement agency.
Yes, ma'am. And he's expressing some interest in
As
the
a commissioner of police.
Well, of course, that's a commissioner.
This is the man who's commissioner of police, and when he speaks, it tantamount to him speaking from his office.
Yes, but may I say, my lord,
Yes.
may I say, and I say so, he had no business to comment about the absence or otherwise of the office of the petitioner. No business whatsoever. If he were to go into that box, I would tear him in the, I would actually crush him into the finest legal dust. He had no business. After the Prime Minister has spoken in the manner he spoke, he then joined the chorus. And the Prime Minister, for that matter, was not supposed to have spoken about matters of this nature. This was a political rally.
Perhaps KC to simplify
Yes, madam.
the approach.
Yes, madam.
I could rephrase my question
Yes, madam. Yes.
by saying, by asking the petitioner,
Yes, madam.
yes, what directions, why did you leave the country after the death of the late Lieutenant General Makara and the sentiments that were expressed about that? You understand? Oh.
My lord, with all humility, I did not leave the country after the death of General Mahao. General Mahao encountered his death in 2015, and I left the country in 2017. So that was 2 years down the line, and some couple of months when I left.
Yes, to complement my concern, by way of simplifying it further. Why did you leave the jurisdiction?
My lord, with due respect,
My lord, may I just a procedural matter, because it is not all of us who understand the second language, English. What he has said, what the petitioner said, has not been translated
Yes.
or interpreted.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Mohlomphei ka boikokobetso bo hlaha ke a tsamaya ka hara naha ka mora lefu la General Moahloli Molefi Makara. O hlokahetse ka 2015 ya ba nna ke tswa ka hara naha ka mona ka 2017.
June 2015. June 2015.
He went further to say it was so after 2 years and some months.
Jwale ka mora ke tsamaile ka mora lemo tse 2 le dikgwedi.
You confirm?
I confirm, my lord.
Yes. Be that as it may, the question still stands. Why did you leave the jurisdiction?
Jwale hobaneng o ile wa tsamaya wa tswa ka hara ho matla a naha e?
My lord, I left the country because of cumulative and mutual reinforcing and insurmountable hostilities.
Sorry,
And-
just for that. Yes, go ahead.
My lord, I will repeat. I left the country because of cumulative and mutual reinforcing, insurmountable hostilities and death threats.
Ke tsile ka hara naha ena ka lebaka la mabaka a mangata ao ho ne ho se tshwaro e ntle, hape ho na le ditshosetso tsa lefu.
Yes. Death threats directed to who?
Directed at me, my lord.
Ditshosetso tseo tsa lefu ne di ile ka kotloloho di etsetswa nna.
Yes. Yes. Did you bother to approach the law enforcement agencies, in particular the police, for their intervention?
Na o ile wa nahana kapa wa thotolla hore o atamele setsi sa maponesa e leng bona ba phethahatsa molao hore ba o eletse kapa ba kene dipakeng?
I did not, my lord, for some reasons.
Ha ke etsa jwalo ka mabaka.
Yes.
First, I encountered some hostilities, or phrased differently, serious hostilities from the Prime Minister.
Ya pele ko hore ke thulane le mathata a maholo a tshwaro e mpe ka ho tloha ho Prime Minister.
Second,
Hostility, my lord, will be Mosaha. Hostility will be Mosaha.
Yes.
Yes. Ke kgahlane le Mosaha. Bo leng bo tswa ho Tonakgolo.
Ke kgahlane le bo
Tonakgolo of the
hlaha bo ne bo tswa ho Tonakgolo.
And to add to that, my lord, the Prime Minister was the executive authority of the state.
Understandable, yes.
Second, when I left the National Security Service, when I was kicked out of the National Security Service,
ka bobedi ha ke ne ke ntsha ke tsebelwa ofising ya National Security Services.
Yes.
I reported back to the Lesotho Defence Force.
Ke itlalehile hape ho ofisi ya Lesotho Defence Force.
Meaning what? What do you mean when you say you reported?
My lord, I left the NSS. My contract was abruptly ending.
So in short, you resumed your position within the military establishment.
No, my lord, I didn't.
What did you do? You said you reported yourself.
I'm here to explain, my lord.
Yeah, thank you.
When I reported back to the Lesotho Defence Force, as I was directed,
Ke re ka itlaleha hape Lesotho Defence Force le ka ha nne ke ilaetsuwa.
I also
As directed by who?
as directed by the Prime Minister
Jwale ka nne ke laetswe ke tona phone.
in his letter, which terminated my contract.
Lengolo la hae leo a neng a kgaola kontraka ya ka.
In the letter that terminated. Terminated by my appointment in the NSS. Yes, I understand that.
So when I got back to the LDF, then I also encountered some hostilities there.
Jwale ha ke kgutlela ofising ya NSS hape ke la ka kgahlana le bohlaha hona moo. Ha ke kgutlela ofising ya LDF ke la ka kgahlana le bohlaha moo.
Who from who in particular?
From the
it
then
can't be from
commander.
the whole
From the
of the
then
whole
commander, my lord.
LTF establishment.
From the then commander, my lord.
I see.
Motho a ho molaodi wa sesole ka nako eo.
The LTF commander demonstrated hostility. Towards me, yes. Yeah.
The hostility was stemming from my promotion, because I'm saying this because around April or May 2015, I was promoted to the rank of Major General.
Mme bohlaha bo ile ba kwa phamiso ya mosebetsing hobane ka bo April le May ke ile ka fumana phamiso e neng beha ho boemo ba Major General.
Then from the promotion, from that promotion to the rank of a Lieutenant General.
Major General, my lord.
from Colonel to Major General.
Yes, my lord, just because of the position I was holding in the NSS.
ka lebaka la boemo bo nnetseng ho bona o tsenya NSS.
This was ascribable to the position I held within the NSS. Yes.
So,
And who had promoted you that time?
the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister, my lord.
Ke ne ke fuwe phaniso eo e tonakgolo ya nako eno.
This was done by the Prime Minister in office at the time. Yes.
And I would like to add that the commander of the Civil Defense Force had made a recommendation for my promotion.
Ke ka baka tsa ho eketsa ho feta mono ka hore molaodi wa sesole ka nako eo ke yena a nna a totoleditse hore ke fumane phahamiso.
This was done in terms of the recommendation. Was by the then commander, is it?
That is correct, my lord.
The then commander of the LDA. Yes.
But when the regime changed, in the aftermath of June 2015 elections, then
However, in the aftermath
Jwale e la ha mmuso e tjhentjha
of the
ka mora
June when?
2015.
June 20?
June 2015, my lord.
2015.
My lord, I have to, this is my client, I have to raise a concern. It appears the interpreter is not agreeing with me. My client is narrating the story. The lordship is writing almost verbatim. She is simultaneously interpreting. So I think it's only fair that at least she waits until your lordship has gotten everything on the paper.
Yes.
So
You understand interpreter?
Yes, my lord, but I'm afraid I will forget what the witnesses expressed. If I listen to the witness and wait for you, I might forget what you have just said.
I understand. I'm sympathetic. Yeah. Interpreting is a challenge in its own rights. Let's all cooperate to make sure that what will go into the record will be the correct version.
Exactly.
Let's assist each other.
Exactly, my lord. Because I mean, if the interpreter feels the witness is rather longish, he can actually cut him short. But what is important is that as your lordship is noting, the lordship is almost repeating what he has said.
Yeah.
Is noting. That should be, the interpreter should wait until your lordship is done and then the interpretation can come in.
Anyway, as I said, let's mutually, collaborate
Exactly.
for the accuracy of the record.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm not casting any aspersions on you.
No, I
Interpretation is
understand.
perfect.
No, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So far, he doesn't appear to have linguistic limitations. Yeah.
Witness has said when the regime changed, then she can take it from there with the statement.
Yes. Yes, in the aftermath of the change of fortunes,
Yes, yes, my lord.
what happened?
He changed his attitude towards me,
The commander,
the commander.
the new commander, is it?
He was not new, by the way, my lord, because he had been appointed commander in if my mind serves me well, in end of November 2014.
se molaodi e motjha hobane o ne a
Not correction, my lord. That was 2017. He was appointed a commander. I mean to say 2016, not 2014. My lord. Correction.
2014.
No, my lord. I'm saying I'm making a correction.
Yes.
He was appointed as a substantive commander around end of November 2016.
o ile a kgethwa molaodi wa sesole mafelo a November 2016.
26. Appointed in November 2016. Changed his attitude.
Correct, my lord.
Changed his attitude towards me. Yes.
He did that by way of, I can say he no longer recognized my promotion.
O ile a ntšhintšhela gobane ke tla tšhoa le gobane o ne se a sa ele hloko taba ena ya go phamiša
By disrecognizing. Yes. How did you do that? Did you continue referring to your as Colonel or what?
That is so mad.
go jalo mohlomphelo.
Date. Is to organize the union. Okay, second. Yes. Yes.
So that is the hostility I'm talking about, my lord. And then
Jwale ke bohlaga bo bone ke bua ka bona mohlomphelo. Gape
when I got back to the Security Affairs Force, after my contract was terminated,
ga ke kgutlela Lesotho Defence Force ka morao kontraka ya ka e fediswa.
I met him
Ke ile ka kopana
in his
le
office at Radlomas Barracks.
ga Tlomosi dibarekeng tsa ga Tlomosi.
Yes.
So that is where we
Was it General Musu?
correct, my lord.
Yes.
Go jalo
I'm
mohlomphelo.
trying to recall.
That is correct, my lord.
In retrospect,
It
yes.
was the substantive.
Yes. Yes.
So what I met him when I got back to the LDF, my lord. I met him in his office at Ratumas Barracks.
Yes.
He told me that he will not recognize that promotion.
O ile a mpolella hore ha sa tlo ela hloko taba eo ya ka ya ho phahamiswa ha.
Yes.
And then I told him, if he feels so strongly about that, he should challenge it in the courts of law so that it can be reviewed and set aside.
Jwale ke ile ka mo bolella hore haeba ehlile o na le monahano o tibileng ka taba eo, o tlameha hore a ye makgotleng a molao hore a lo challenge taba eo e le hore e tle bellwe ka thoko.
Yes.
So that is where the point of disagreement was.
Jwale ke ka nako eo ho la hloko le dumella taba ha o be le kutlwisisa.
Then I decided to take a leave.
Ba ke ipolella hore ke nke leave.
And he had no problem with that.
Ya ba ha be le bothata tabeng eo ya ka ya ho nka matsatsi a phomolo.
Yes.
So this is to say, my lord, I did not resume any duty in the LDF.
Jwale ko hona ko bontsha mohlomphehi hore ha nka ka kgutla hape ka sebetsa.
This is indicative that I never assumed. In the LDF. Yes.
Then, what follows, my lord?
But you continued living in the barracks, isn't it?
No, my lord, I was living at my place.
Ke ne ke dula hape.
So, after that, after I proceeded on leave, all my bodyguards were withdrawn
Ka morao ke nke
without
matsatsi
explanation.
ka morao ke nke matsatsi a phomolo. Ya ba lebedi ba ka ba ne ba nkata ba ile ba tloswa ebile ke sa fuwe tlhaloso efe kapa efe.
The bodyguards were unilaterally withdrawn. Yes.
What I should mention, that what I find noteworthy is the fact that I had two bodyguards
Yes.
and the
Se
chauffeur.
Se bohlokwa se ke tlamehang ho se bolela lekgotla lena ke sa hore ke ne ke na le balebedi ba babedi
And so the chauffeur.
le mokganni.
Yes.
But the chauffeur was not withdrawn immediately.
Fela mokganni wa ka ena ha ka a nkuwa bulwa hanghang.
And so your Yes. Yes.
And what follows that, my lord, I was disarmed.
mme sela sa latela moo ko gore ke la ka mowa le dithunya kapa dihlooho.
Disarmed from continuing to possess the LDF issue.
Yeah, correct, my lord.
The LDF issue.
I had 2 rifles, and I had a firearm, a pistol. So
Ke ne ke na le di-rifle tse pedi le sethunya.
Yeah.
And the firearm was set up. Yes, my lord.
Sethunya sa thekeng.
And my lord, that left me incredibly vulnerable and insecure.
Mme seo se ile sa ntshia ke sena go sena ntho e nka itshireletsang ka yona ebile ke sena matla.
Yes.
I'm not vulnerable would be like a salakile fela.
Yes. Thank you. Therefore, vulnerable security-wise. Yeah.
What I would like to mention, my lord, is the fact that security is a condition free from danger.
Security
Is a condition
I see.
in that context, my lord. Security is a condition free from danger. And with the
So nka ka lakatsang go se bolelela lekgotla
So in short, is go ahead.
ke gore tshireletso ke boemo bo bong bo o sireletsang go tloha go hlaelwa ke kotsi.
So again, in direct terms, security is a condition for my security, isn't it? I'm sorry, for my safety.
Ke nepahetse mohlomphehi go jwana.
So, my lord, with the withdrawal of the bodyguards and seizure of weapons, that condition ceased to exist.
Jwale ka gore ebe go ile ga hulwa balebedi ba ka le go nkuwe difomo tsa ka seno se la sa etsa gore ebe ga ke a tshireletsega.
So I was factored outside the equation of the mainstream security in the area.
Jwale ke ne ke ntshitswe haholoholo tabeng ya bo tshireletso ya LDF.
And that was the first time since I joined the LDF that such a thing happened to me.
Mme go ile lekgetlo la pele ha e sale ke kena seseleng gore ebe a e jwalo ya etsagala ho nna.
I felt like I was left in the middle of the sea, infested with sharks.
Ke ile ka ikutlwa e ka ke suwe ka hare ho lewatle le tletseng dishaka.
Yes.
To conclude this matter with the Commander of Civil Defense I can say I was isolated. Then this explains why it became very difficult to approach him when I was exposed to certain dangers.
Jwale ho qeta taba eo ya ka le
There's a bit I did not get. Yes, I think she was speaking in a low tone voice. There's a bit I didn't get.
Could you repeat that for the interpreters also to pick it up? Speak it up.
I'm challenging.
I'm saying it became for all those reasons I have enumerated. It became very difficult to approach the commander and tell him that I'm facing a certain danger.
jwale ke bontsha hore ke qetela taba eo ya ka le commandera ya DF ke la ka fumana ke se ke setse poaneng ebile ho le thata ho nna hore ke atamele molaodi wa sesole hore a ntshireletse kapa a ntshireletse.
Yes.
So I can, with due respect to my Lord, get to another aspect.
Yes. Right.
The other aspect is that when I challenged my termination of contract and in the court of law, in his answering, I'm not a law person, I don't know if that was going to be correct, but in his answering affidavit, the Prime Minister labeled me a threat to national security.
Jwale ha ke tla ntlheng e nngwe nka bontsha hore e itse ha ke leka ho ba kgahlano le taba e ya hore kontraka ya ka e fedisitswe ke isa dipampiri tsa ka pele ho lekgotla mabapi le taba eo ya ba dipampiring tsa hae tona o ile a bontsha hore nna ke kotsi tshireletsong ya setjhaba.
You're contesting your removal from the NSS.
Yes, that is correct, my Lord, for some reasons.
He posed that there was initial what? That were initial threat.
A threat to national security, my Lord.
national security.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
So I took that very, I did not take that lightly.
Jwale ha nka taba eo hanyane.
For the reason that my lord, I would like to explain this in the context of security, in the language of security,
Ha nka ka nka taba
because I understood it in that way.
Yes.
ha nka ba ka nka taba eno hanyanyana mme ka mabaka eo hape mohlomphehi ke tla kopa hore ke tle ke hlalose taba eo ke ipapisitse le taba ya tshireletso le tshireletseho.
Yes.
First of all, my lord, there is, and in international relations and international security in particular,
Ya pele ke hore ho na le tshireletso e akaretsang e ka ntle le ka ntlona.
there are three categories of threats
Ho na le
of the highest levels.
mekgahlelo e meraro ya ditshoso tse ka hodimo di
The first one is threat to international security.
ya pele ke tshoso ho setjhaba, tshireletso ya setjhaba.
Yes.
International.
One is international security.
Tse thwetho
Threat to international security.
tshoso ya ka ntle ho naha,
Which requires community of states constituting the United Nations to take collective response.
e hlokang dinaha tse mmalwa tse tlamehang hore di nke mehato kapa di arabele ka tsela e itseng.
And for that reason, my lord,
Yes.
Clause 1 of the UN Charter, United Nations Charter, directs member states
Jwale ka lebaka
to
leo-
maintain international peace and security.
Yes.
Jwale ho na le clause e teng ka UN Charter e laelang
Yes. This is the UN Charter. Yes.
I said Clause 1 of the UN Charter directs member states
e laela dinaha tse teng mono UN Charter
to maintain international peace and security.
hore ba boloke kgotso ka ntle ho yohle le polokeho.
Yes.
And to that end, to take collective effective measures
Mme ka lebaka leo ha o-
Yes.
ba tle ba nke mehato e itseng
Understandably?
to combat threat to peace.
Yes.
hore ba thibele tshoso eo ya mofuta o jwalo.
Yes. Then the second level.
Second level is threat to regional security.
Threat to?
Regional security.
E nngwe ke threat ya ka ho naha, ya
Regional.
tikoloho.
Which should also enjoin the concerned security agencies to collaborate.
That is correct, my lord.
Jwalo mohlomphehi.
And the third one, my lord, is the threat to national security, which is now the bone of contention.
Ya ba go ke tshoso e ka ga go naga ya setšhaba e leng yona mokota.
Which would equally enjoin our security agencies.
To take corrective measures, my lord.
Gore ba nke mehato e lokelang.
Yes.
So, invoking, my lord, invoking threat to national security does not only call for,
Yes.
does not only call for the protection, but also touches deep on the core foundations of the state, which are indispensable for its existence.
Yes.
Jwale go etsa tshoso go setšhaba ka kakaretso tshireletsong ya sona ga se ntho ke ntho e tlamehang gore go batlwe tshireletso e leng mokotaba o moholoholo ka hare ho naha.
Yes.
e amang kgolo ya tshireletso ya naha, the core.
E amang kgolo ya tshireletso ya naha.
Yes. Go ahead.
And then, my lord, for the Prime Minister to say, I'm a threat to national security.
Jwale gore betonakgolo e re ke tshosetsa tshireletso ya setšhaba kapa ya naha.
He meant that I fall within the 4 components of a threat to national security.
Mona bontsha wa kapa bolela gore ke teng ke kena ka hara ntho tsa ntseng tse hlaloswang e le tsona dikgolo tsa tshireletso ya naha.
The first one, my lord,
E le gore ya pele mohlomong
that is espionage. He meant that I was a threat to the security of information of the state.
Mona bontsha gore ke tshosetsa taba ya
Hlabaphio.
ke lehlabaphio mohlomong.
Yes.
The second one, my lord, is subversion.
Ya bobedi ke gore ke mohlofololetsi.
In that I was
Subversion.
subversion, my lord.
Subversion. What did it entail? You know, undermining.
Undermining the authority of the state, my lord.
Yes. Yeah.
So he meant that I was undermining the authority of the state.
Mona
I
bontsha
was
gore
inciting
ke kgalla fatshe.
violence.
Yes. Go ahead. And the other one?
And the other one is sabotage.
Yes.
So sabotage encompasses three aspects, my lord. That is destruction of essential services,
Le sabotage ho sabotage ho ne ho bontsha ntho tse ngata ya pele ya ho senya thepa. Ya
obstruction of services,
ho sitisa ditshebeletso.
and interference with essential services.
What kind of a property? State property.
State property services, destruction of important essential services and properties, my lord. Obstruction and interference.
Yes.
And then the last one, my lord, is terrorism. Terrorism.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which entails use of violence and intimidation, terrorizing the society or the population.
Ne ho bontsha hore ke taba e bontshang ho hlekefetsa kapa ho fokofatsa setjhaba.
Terrorism, would it be something akin to the Kopo?
Yes.
Terrorism.
Yes. Yes.
And then, my lord, these threats can paralyze the state or bring it down to its knees and collapse.
Dithuso tsena di ka etsa hore di etse mmuso o be o tsitsipaneng kapa o we.
Would paralyze the state functions.
Correct, my lord.
Kapa mmuso o ska sebetsa hantle.
Yes. I understand.
So those are the four aspects, my lord, and it is pertinent, my lord, to mention that the Prime Minister labeled me a threat to national security from the vantage point of standing on the vantage point of authority as a securitizing agent of the state.
Nna ho bontsha mohlompheng hore tona go ile ya mpitsa hore ke tsosetsa naha mme ke le mong wa baballi ba molao.
So in short, at the climax of everything, the Prime Minister.
Yes, correct, my lord. It's a securitizing agent. It's at the climax.
Ho jwalo mohlompheng ke yana ka hodimo.
The PM characterized yes.
My lord, he just securitized what he called our irretrievably broken down relationships, which were actually
Lately there's a new descriptive phenomenon. It says you are weaponizing. You understand?
my lord.
I'm saying in the recent vocabulary, there is one weaponizes. You understand? You weaponize our enmity.
Yes, yes.
Say through using police or courts.
That is correct, my lord.
Yes. Securitize. This is my first time to hear of securitization of.
Yeah.
Systems.
Yeah. Securitize. Yes.
So, my lord, I'm saying, with your respect, the relationships in question were astonishingly non-existent.
Jwale ka ho ikokobetse mohlomphedi ke bolela hore dikamano di ne se di se hantle ho hang.
Non-existent.
Ebile ne di sa phele.
Yes. So you are not a security risk, isn't it?
That is correct, my lord.
Or a security threat.
What? I didn't quite get the question from the bench, my lord.
Oh, I'm saying, I'm just quoting, saying, with all humility, I was never a security threat.
In all humility, the relationships were astonishingly non-existent. That's what he said. When you say someone analogically.
Is it envy?
Relationships, as it were astonishingly non-existent.
Had collapsed, isn't it? I understand.
My lord, I'm saying they were non-existent because we never interacted, never whatsoever.
Ke tla
I
re
see.
dikamano ne se di sa phele ho hang hobane re ne re sa kopane re sa le mmoho.
He adamantly refused to meet me. I tried on several times to meet him, but he refused.
Mme o ile a bontsha ka kopologa wa hana hore a kopane le nna ke ka makgetlo ke leka hore ke batle ho kopana le yena empa a sa batle.
Despite my insistence, repetitive insistence. Insistence for us to meet. Yes.
So, my lord, what I would like to bring to the attention of this court is that a person, a group, or a phenomenon
Jwale mohlomphedi seo ke batlang ho se tlisa lekgotla le behe hloko ka sona ke hore motho kapa sehlopha.
Yes.
So mentioned or so labeled as a threat to national security.
Ba sa bitswa hore ke sesosa sa tshireletso ka hare ho naha.
Automatically becomes a referent object of security.
Comes on.
I understand.
Referent object of security.
Referent object.
Correct, my lord.
What does that mean?
That is a thing that is labeled as a security threat. It can be terrorism. If it is a threat, it can be a person, maybe a terrorist.
I see.
So if he's a security threat, then he is referred to in the context of security as a referent object of security.
Jwalo ho tjho hore ho no ho bolela hore motho ke sehlopha kapa ke mosereletsi.
So in the totality of this narrative, you fled, is that what you say? In the totality of this narrative that you have presented, you decided to leave for your safety.
Yes, my lord. This is one of it is one of the things that I realize that I'm totally not secure. I'm disarmed.
Ke nngwe ya dintho tse ke bonang hore ehlile e tse
I'm
Yes.
ke nngwe ya dintho tse entseng hore ebe ke la ka bona hore ha ke sa tshireletsehile ka hare ho naha ka mona hobane ke le ka amuwa difomo.
Hence, I was suggesting that in the totality of what you have narrated as your experience at the material time,
yes, my lord.
you felt vulnerable security-wise and left the country.
Yes, my lord.
Isn't that the totality of the picture?
It is, of course, coupled with the totality of the issues I have raised in the petition.
Ho jwalo mohlomphehi ebile e kenyelletsa le dintho tsohle tse ke di leng ha ke fana ka petition.
I understand. And the court is already mindful of it. Yes. Is there any other aspect perhaps which would be relevant for the present proceedings?
Nna ho na le dintlha tse ding tseo bona eka di tla bohlokwa mabapi le ntho tse tse
In relation to the subject matter of inquiry.
malebana le hore na hantle lekgotla le batlisisa eng. Na le dintlha tse ding tsa bohlokwa.
My lord, I will be repeating the issues which I have already articulated in the petition.
It will be just isn't it?
You are
It is.
correct, my lord.
It's a pota reality. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate your account as you have narrated it. Yes. Anything.
Should we start with
Who starts first?
with me, please?
Is that so?
Yes, my lord. Because in the normal course of scheme of things, he would be my witness.
Yes.
When you take this. Well, perhaps it can start if it's like starting because there's no prejudice suffered anyway. He says I'm already on my feet, and of course,
my understanding is that
yes,
it tantamounts to cross-examination. You understand? Unless there's something which you'd like him to talk about, but otherwise it's like you have been deleting evidence in chief, which then will be subject to cross-examination, and consequently, then you may re-examine. That's how I perceive the protocol.
So, your lordship is saying that he should start first and then Yakadela.
Yes. Unless there's something, see, as I said, it's like he's giving evidence in chief. Unless there's something that we like him to clarify, that will be something.
My lord, let me explain this through my experience.
Yes.
In the ordinary scheme of things, I would have let him. Council would have cross-examined him. The court would have put certain questions to him. One of the council, if they feel that there are certain issues that merit clarification, they ask through the court.
Yes.
Through the court. Council puts a question and then the court throws back to him.
Yes.
Moahloli. If I may proceed. If I may proceed, my lord, because I don't think anybody suffers prejudice. It's all done in good faith.
No, this is an inquisitorial.
Exactly, my lord.
It's not procedurally rigid.
Exactly.
There's an element of flexibility.
And I'm not even supposed to be coming up with some new matters.
No.
Precisely.
Yes.
May I proceed, my lord?
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't know whether I should call you Colonel or Major General, but anyway, I'll elect to call you Colonel. Somewhere in your narration of why you left the country, I use the word left the country, you mentioned something like the international community would be expected to take some collective measures. That's what he has said, my lord.
Yes.
So through the court, and if the court allows it,
yes,
can the canon elaborate what he means by collective measures?
Yes.
How so this o ka nna ga o tolokelle ka nna ba kana go se bua sa ya gente lwana.
Yes.
Now bombarded Kasa intelligence.
I do understand you.
Yes.
In collective measures, well, and in the matters of security,
But my lord, I must say, if it is something that could jeopardize the security of the state, please, you should not answer that.
Yes. Because
we are talking about the state. If you feel like, if it feels like this could perhaps jeopardize the security of the...
You could plead that.
Yes.
Yes.
You understand me? Yes.
I understand my lord.
Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
In collective measures, as directed by the United Nations Charter, states, community of states, or member states, pull their efforts together by way of assembling their militaries in a collective effort.
Mo a ke bolela hore ditabeng tseo tsa mana le tshireletso UN Charter e bontsha hantle hore batho bohle bo ileng ditho tsa UN Charter ba beya matla a bona kaofela ba kopane ka ho kopana
Assembling their militaries.
ka ho kopanya masole a bona kapa ditsi tsa tsona tsa polokeho
In an effort to ward off the threat.
e le hore ba tle ba tsebe hore ba tlose kapa ba phuthe seo se e leng sesusi sa tshireletso.
I think that's enough for my purpose, my lord. That's enough. Yes, I don't want him to get into the manner of executing that. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted him to clarify. Yes. My lord did at some point ask, or my lord drew some conclusion that so and so was the substantive Lieutenant General. I want it to be on record without the court necessarily inferring and all that. At the material time, as you went back to the barracks, if I may put that way, who was the incumbent commander of the Lesotho Defense Force? Through the court, my lord.
Yes.
Through the court.
Yes. Who was the commander at that time?
Now that he was General, Lieutenant General and Moahloli.
It is of course, oh my lord, I forget.
Yes.
Through the court again, my lord, may we know?
What was he? Was Lieutenant General?
Lieutenant General, substantive, my lord.
And that woman died after we had met.
Yes, my lord.
You in court during the. After the
I was about to establish.
Ceremonial.
Yes, I was my lord. I was about to establish that through the court.
Yes.
As we speak, it may be common cause nationally. As we speak, is he still alive? Through the court.
Yes. Did you answer that?
No,
It was the late.
he is late.
He is deceased now.
Those are the
Yes. And there is some correction that the colonel made regarding his appointment. Can we get it clearly from the witness? To the best of your recollection of events, when was he appointed Lieutenant General? When had he been appointed Lieutenant General? During the Fulotanda review, of course.
To my recollection, my lord. It was on the 30th of November 2016.
Yes. Through the court, my lord.
Yes.
He has, of course, mentioned that his appointment as Director General of the Lesotho National Security was terminated. Through the court, can we get to know when had you been appointed in that capacity?
In the capacity as the
National
Director General of NSS.
Director National of NSS. If you can recall, to the best of your recollection, can you?
Now that was on 16th September 2016.
That November 2016.
2016.
I think the school money, we should render ourselves conversant with these friends. I know you're still at school when this episode took place, and disinterested in initial affairs. You understand?
When, my lord?
I'm saying since you're still at school at the
I was
time.
still practicing, my lord.
Who?
Already.
Practicing. Who? KM Chambers.
Yeah.
Yes, my lord. That is.
No.
It's a poem.
No, so how would you?
2016 my lord.
I was already around.
I think the guy is an old horse.
Yeah. I see.
May I proceed, my lord?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. The colonel has stated that his appointment, when the court asked, his appointment was effected by the Prime Minister or a Prime Minister. As at that time, who was the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Lesotho?
Now he was Dr. Sisi.
Not Lekhooa.
And you could take a decision.
Molefi.
No.
It was Molefi.
It was no?
Molefi. I thought I heard your lordship say Lekhooa.
Yes, I said so.
Yes, no. He had been appointed by Dr. Sisi. Molefi as opposed to Lekhooa.
I see.
And who happens to be the same land as I.
I see.
Yes.
So it was the. I see. Yeah.
Following from that, my lord, can we might have said it, but maybe for purpose of clarity. As at when you were terminated, who was the Prime Minister of the day? We talked about new regime. Who was the Prime Minister of the day?
Now he was Dr. Lekhooa.
Any appointment to the NSS. Not within the NSS.
Yet again through the court, my lord. If I may proceed, my lord.
No.
Yes, if I may.
Yes.
When had he assumed duty as such in that capacity? To the best of your recollection.
No, I'm not.
I keep on never.
End of June, but I forgot the date.
I see.
Sometime during June.
Sometimes during June. It's understandable, my lord, because there's a period of Prime Minister designate, and there's a period of actually the actual swearing in of the Prime Minister.
During June 2016.
2017.
Yes. And before I sit down, my lord, lest I take too much of what I ought not to. And through the court again. At the time your contract was terminated, to the best of your recollection, how long had you been occupying that position for? August.
How long that you
It was about 10 months now.
And the answer is?
The answer is?
It was about 10 months. It was just
minus 10 months.
yes.
You said you were just? Okay, no, I was just.
Maybe it was a little bit.
I see. 10 months, man. Yes. Rank-wise, stroke position-wise, I mean, at what level is and stroke was Major General vis-a-vis Lieutenant General? I hope you understand. Were they equals the power? What was the position?
Lieutenant General is senior, and the rank of Major General comes after the rank of Lieutenant General.
Lieutenant General kena ka utlwile jwale rank ya Major General e tla ka tlase le Lieutenant General.
Through the court, my lord. So I'm not leading you through the court. So you are saying, if one is occupying the position of Director General, that is akin to Major General. Are you saying that? Major General, I say Lieutenant General.
How do I look?
That is not so, my lord.
The Director General, it means they are on par. Balkan, we call it security chiefs. General, Lieutenant General,
Yes.
and Major, I mean security chiefs. National Security Service, Civil Defense Force, equally.
That's exactly what I wanted you to clarify. But when it comes to
Like the Lieutenant General would be a colleague with the Commissioner of Police.
Of course not.
Yeah.
the seniority only comes when it comes to money, not so. Yes.
Who salutes who?
Yes.
The senior is the Commander of the Defense Force,
I see.
followed by the Commissioner of Police, followed by the Director General, National Security Service.
I see.
Then the last one is
The correctional.
Correctional Service.
Yes.
I see.
So there is a seniority.
Melody, I think it was important to seek clarity. The off record, there was a time when I had called the Commissioner of Police to my office.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't turn up. And I said, Commissioner, why didn't you? I said, no. In the intervening period, I was called by the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice was then Tatelol.
Yeah.
I said, no, but when it comes to administration, he should have asked me to let him come to him.
Exactly.
Not like that, because we are, as it were, administratively, we are at par. I think I wasn't wrong. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. A lot of course permission. I have just one issue to clarify. Yate, Lekhooa, please allow me to refer you as Ndate Lekhooa. Are you giving me that permission? Because I don't want to mix your positions. Is that fine?
He said this came.
Speaking for myself, man, I don't want to mix those positions. That is why I'm saying, thank you, Ndate.
You sought permission from the court.
You said you left the country around October 2017. That is correct?
Correct, my lord.
And my lord, through you, and you said it was after a period of about 2 years after the decease of Maparangwe Mahao. Correct? Yeah.
Correct, my lord.
Could you repeat the same?
And you said it was after, in fact, the period of 2 years had lapsed since the demise of Maparangwe Mahao.
That is correct.
Thank you. And lastly, through you, are you aware that when you conveniently decided to leave, it was during the period or the time when the suspect in the case of Maparangwe Mahao, who happened to be the soldiers, when they were started to be arrested?
I object to the phrase conveniently.
Yeah.
I object to that. Object to that.
Yes, what are the reasons why the question?
No, he's already making some conclusion that my client left because of what is going to follow.
But yes,
and which we have demonstrated in our podcast how and why we left. He's now reinventing the wheel. We are going back to the issue that I would want to re-examine, which I don't want us to get into that. Convenience. That's the phrase I'm against.
Well, my learned colleague cannot, with due respect, direct how I should ask this the witness. The witness is at liberty to answer the question. He cannot direct how I should rephrase or the manner in which I should put a question to the client. There's nothing wrong about that. The witness will answer the question. This is something that we have already pleaded in here. So there's nothing wrong to say conveniently. He will answer that question.
You say, counsel, analogous to the several pleadings, whatever question, one person,
I thought you asked question.
whatever question is advanced in the witness, it must be foreshadowed by what is already in the pleadings, to avoid raising a new matter which has never been pleaded. In other words, we should be careful not to shift the goals. There has to be consistency. And if we maintain that you have pleaded what you are asking, then there will be no problem.
That's the court, please.
Sorry?
I missed the last portion.
If he has pleaded you know, the basis of his question. There will be nothing wrong with that.
As the court pleases.
It will not tantamount to raising a new issue at this stage.
As the court pleases.
Your Lordship has already made the ruling that
Thank you.
respect as the court says.
Let me refresh your memory, Dr. Lekhooa.
Are you sure that that is foreshadowed?
What can I refer the court to page 29 of the record?
29 of the record.
And that would be the opposing affidavit deposed by the DPP, and that's paragraph 10, the last sentence.
Let me see.
Page 29. That is the opposing affidavit by the DPP.
My Lord, rest assured, my Lord, with respect, I have no qualms with that. Yes, my uncle was very clear. I have no qualms with that.
Okay.
Yes, I have no qualms with that.
That being so,
He has raised it and all that, but I have no qualms with that.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Lekhooa, my simple question was simply that, are you aware when you decided, and conveniently so, in October to leave the country, it was during the period where the suspects, who happened to be the soldiers, when they were started to be arrested in relation to the death of
When you left the country, when? In
October 2017.
What is happening?
It was during the period when the suspects in the case of Maparangwe Mahau were arrested.
Yes.
Are you aware? That's the question.
I was not aware.
Lastly, to talk a lot, but you were aware that at least the suspects in the case of the deceased Maparangwe Mahau were not arrested immediately after he met his demise. Are you aware? Those suspects who killed the deceased were not arrested immediately after the incident.
My Lord, it goes back to square one.
So,
You see, we are going back to square one, status quo ante. He's making a conclusion. He's not asking this witness, this land of mine, a direct question. He's making a conclusion. It takes us back to square one because, my Lord, what he is doing, he is cross-examining. He's not asking through the court, he's cross-examining this witness,
I understand.
this petitioner.
I understand.
But my Lord, with due respect, I said through last person, through the court. That's what I said. I don't know what my colleague is
Well, it seems like he doesn't understand the procedure.
And I'm still on the floor.
He doesn't understand the procedure.
I'm still on the floor.
Let me set them straight. Sit down. Yes.
Thank you.
Sit down. Yes. You see, what must be gotten right is the procedure written in this 10 of the proceedings. It's different. We should understand that it is different from the adversarial encounter, in the sense that this is basically a court-founded and driven process. And that what is expected of your counsel is to assist the courts to find what is true. It is different from the adversarial encounter. Hence, questions should be introduced through the court. Through the court. It's different. It might be tricky because normally we would get into the arena of cross-examination.